Hey, welcome to another edition of the Team Trials Workshop. For this edition, we're going to have a look at the TRS 2023 RR range of trials bikes. The TRS RR Raga replica comes in 125, 250, 280 and 300cc variants. It also is available with kick only, like this bike pictured here, or kick and electric start. There also is the option of a competition version or the road registrable version that has headlights, tail lights, etc. This one pictured here is the comp version with the steel gold forks. It's an outstanding looking bike. The graphics and everything on it are super clean but super bright. Looks really nice. I think TRS have done a pretty good job in 23 with this version. Heading to the front of the bike, the best Brake Tech Evo 4 brake caliper here with the big 388 style pads. Really nice disc protectors, good Galfa discs, all the best components up the front. A nice change for 23 is they've gone to a steel radiator filler cap. Here's a picture of an old 21 version bike, and you can see already that aluminium cap is starting to show some signs of wear, so there was a good upgrade. There's some nice little things like that they've added to, like this good waterproof cover on the regulator rectifier, which wasn't there the year before. They've moved the map switch down here to the right hand side, much tidier and much easier to get to than tucked in behind the headlight the way it was. The electric start electrics, they've really cleaned up. You can see the wiring is much tidier. This is the electric start unit taken out that sits behind the headlight. Pretty simple. It's not just the battery, it has the relay and some other electronics in it. You can see they've really tidied up the wiring. It's clean, much bigger improvement from the previous years. This is the homologated headlight, and you can see the speedo and everything, indicators. So this has got the aluminium tech fork legs, and this is the comp version with the steel fork legs. So those fork legs are 800 grams heavier. Just compensate for the weight of the battery by going to the aluminium fork legs like this on the electric start units. Nice solid fork brace there at the front, similar to previous years. And top of the forks, you've got on the right hand side, you've got your rebound adjuster, and as you can see here on these tech forks that are on the TRS, so these are the upspec ones that have the compression adjuster down the bottom. This is the compression unit. You won't find this on a bunch of other bikes. This is something a lot of people don't realize, but this is a separate damper unit to control your bottom compression. Just here, is the needle valve, so you can see the flow holes. Here it's adjusted with a small hex key. You can open or close the flow rate there. It's a nice feature, a feature that a lot of people don't even realise it's on the bike. But if you look at a few other bikes that have got tech forks, they won't have this. It'll just be a combined rebound and compression adjuster at the top. So yeah, bear that in mind when you're looking at bikes that the up-spec tech forks do have this separate compression adjuster on the right-hand fork leg. TRS have improved the handlebar pad this year. It's much broader, gives better protection. It also has a nice feature there where you can adjust the clamps without taking the pad off. You can see you can get your hex key through those holes in the corners into the handlebar clamps. Adjustable throttle cable, which is nice. You don't have to do it at the carby end. The best Brake Tech hinged Evo caliper master cylinders. This is the homologated bike, so that's the switch gear. That's not on the comp bike. Nice thumb screw now on the brake side, so it's easily adjusting for the lever position. Hebo slim grips, Leonelli lanyard kill switch. And new for 23, a much wider, more protective bash plate. You can see here it comes right out near the edge of the frame. Having a look at a previous one, this is a 21 model, you can see it tucked in much more underneath, and the frame was much more likely to get damaged. Nice bit of cooling cut out at the front with the one logo laser cut into the bash plate, and some good gripping here at the back of the bash plate. a good unit, strong TRS grip foot pegs and good foot peg holders. So I don't think you need to upgrade foot pegs with these things. Everyone seems to like them. They're really strong, really good pegs standard on this RR model. Header pipe, that great lobster back look, nice light header unit, beautiful welds, and a new clamp. You see where it bolts to the cylinder head. That's new for 23, an upgrade from previous years. Really good fasteners. Here at the middle box, nice vibration isolator, the good heat shield, and the typical black plastic end cap that's sort of like a sacrificial unit in a big crash. Same as they've used for the previous years, but a nice tucked in, tidy exhaust. Side cover, sight glass for the oil, nice big filler. The water pump there, good silicone hoses on both sides with a TRS logo printed on the silicone hoses. They look really smart, fixed with Cobra clamps, really easy to use. New swing arm for 23. Now this is a big improvement. Some different axles at the front, different bushes, different bearings. It's a complete new unit, this swing arm. Has new fixings on the right hand side to guide the cables really well. The standard Riga shock still mounted in there with the classic TRS linkages. Really nice, really easy to work on, super easy to drop the rear shock out of. S3 chain block, nice arms, typical TRS adjusters. A little fiddly, but really accurate and really easy to keep your wheel square. Lovely gear shift lever with a good strong tip, seems to fold up really well, and good fixing on that too. It's held in by a bolt and a circlip for safety. Nice FIM protector on that front sprocket. On the key and carb, you can see there's the remote petcock, but on the key and carb there's a nice little choke lever that you can get to really easily, and the electric start's tucked in really well. You see there, it's only just sticking out the side. It's a really nice bit of engineering, the electric start on these. Uses a system of gears in that housing there. You can see reduction gears to a Sprag clutch in the side cover. It's wet. You can see there the top of the starter motor with the petrol tank removed. A nice tidy installation. Doesn't seem to get in the way, and it's reasonably easy to work on. Up there the CDI and the regulator rectifier you can see with the aluminium fins. Here just showing you how the system works on the TRS. So there's a drive there from the starter motor, and so this is the side cover pulled apart. There's there's a primary and a secondary reduction gears there, and they mesh with each other and then mesh with this big ring gear that's bolted to the outside of the flywheel. You can see the way that all connects together. That is your little Sprag clutch. That's a one-way system, so it only allows it to turn in one direction and not the other. So that sits on a hardened face on that ring gear, and then this piece is the other hardened face that bolts up to the flywheel. So that fits over the top there, and you'll see I'm just showing you can rotate it in one direction, try and rotate it in the other direction, it locks up. So that's how the starter mechanism works. And that's in a slight oil bath. So the bike with electric start actually holds about 100 mils more oil than the non-electric start bike. Typical sort of airbox cover, a couple of big clips at the back, just an M6 bolt at the front to get it off, comes off quite quickly. A water flap there to keep rubbish and water off your air filter, because the intake is right at the front, so we can buzz that out and show you the air filter underneath. It's very similar to a gas or a Joda gas air filter. It's a semispherical air filter like that with a cage underneath it, held in by a spring. Quite easily just lift that spring to the side there, and even though I've got big hands, it's still not hard to get out. You just lift it off while you're holding that spring up, and then just grab it with your fingers and pull it out. It's pretty simple. And you can see the cage in under the backside of the filter there that holds it in shape. Yeah, easy to use system. To get the airbox off, it's really simple. Just the one screw on the carby. 4 screws on the airbox, 2 at the top, 2 on each side, or 1 on each side to create 4 screws. And then it just lifts off and goes back on just as easy. It's very similar to a gas airbox, but it seems to be simpler to put back on and get it to go home onto the carby. There you can see the Riga shock, the compression adjuster at the top there, X11 rear tyres, tubeless rear rim, the usual stuff. But yeah, overall in 2023 I think TRS have done an outstanding job with this bike. This RR is really quality piece of work and almost faultless in all aspects. Very, very nice. If you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe down below, and we'll try and bring you some more from the Hell Team Trials workshop. See you later. Ciao.